So I gotta say, I had a really great Bible study today. Man, there's just something powerful about shared belief. And you know what's funny? The first thing I think about when I think about something good, I always think about something really bad and evil. You know, and what's the most powerful shared belief that was that happened? I wouldn't say successful. Was Hitler, right? Was the shared belief of the Nazis, right? I'm bringing this up because, you know, I'm in a room in Bible study and we're all believing in Jesus. We're talking about God. We're talking about Christ. We're reading the Bible, and you know, you can feel that energy. It's incredible, right? And it just kind of happens over time. It's never like, maybe it takes a while to get comfortable with it all, but I mean, I'll tell you, like, there's just something to be said about shared belief, finding the right group of people that are going in the right direction, right? I think you kind of know that already, that you should associate yourself with positive people who, you know, people who are good, right? You don't want to associate with bad people. But I think that's the thing, right? You can never stop. You have to always be aware of how people are affecting you. If it's at work, if it's at home, you know, and you got to find a way to make sure that you have the right environment. You are in control. Maybe not always, but you are in control to a significant amount of who's in your environment. So please keep that in mind. I want you to think about that, because that's my message, and I'm driving. And I should have started this video. I think I can keep talking. What am I going to talk about? We were talking about sexual immorality. It was about incest. Chapter 5, it was Corinthians, 1 Corinthians, book 5. We read that whole chapter, and what was interesting about it was, was just kind of like, it was really what came from it was we talked a lot about accountability for our brothers. And one of the things I asked about that I kind of got from the discussion was, you know, I think Christians and believers have this bad rap of judgment on others. And I think the thing is that I got from today was that sometimes, you know, I mean, we have to hold each other accountable, right? That's what, like any belief system, whether it be, you know, working for an organization to make sales or believing in Christ, you gotta follow the rules, right? You gotta be part. That's how you get part of the group. And if you're not following the rules, you can't be part of the group. Now, that is not quite the same when you're talking about people who are not believers, people who are new. You know, it's just like the way you treat a manager is different than how you treat a new hire. It's the same idea. New believers different than an old believer. But the problem is when someone thinks what they're doing is right. That is where the danger. I mean, when someone is a believer who thinks that what they're doing is right, you know, they're a believer and they're still doing things in sin, and that's kind of where the danger lies. Because then what happens is you infect the group with bad behavior, and you make it so that it's okay. So that other will, and especially if you're in a position of power, or a position of influence, I should say, not power. Position, yeah, this is power. You know, you have to be held to a higher standard, and that's obvious, of course. But it's even more that when you get to leadership roles, that you have to be more tempered. You have to be more patient. You have to be more professional. You can't be a kid, you know. And if you ever want to climb up the ladder and become a bigger leader and become more successful, it doesn't even change. Like, even not even from necessarily from just being a believer in Christ, just being a good manager, being a good leader, you have to maintain yourself and follow respectable professional rules. Who knew that I would ever thought about talking about rules? Anyways, gotta go.